Everyone. Welcome back to the Greater New Haven Chamber of Commerce Small Business Series. I am I'm Kobe Smith, the Small Business Support Specialist here at the Chamber, and I'm excited for part two of what the lab at ConnCORP is, one of our strategic partners. We have Jakiva Morgan, who is the director at the lab at ConnCORP, who's going to talk about ConnCORP and Quinnipiac University's Entrepreneurship Academy and just Academy. I don't know what the whole title is. I don't want to butcher that,
It
but
is a pretty long title.
we're going to talk about what this Entrepreneurship Academy is and how it can be a support to the entrepreneurs within the Greater New Haven community.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, thank you for having me back. But thank you for the opportunity to zero in on this specific program because it has definitely grown since we started it. So super excited. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I believe, are you able to see my screen fully?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Okay, so I will start off with the full name of the academy. So it's the ConnCORP and Quinnipiac University Community Entrepreneurship Academy and Clinics. And do not be afraid, we are moving to a space where we are transitioning just to Entrepreneurship Academy. So yes, this partnership has grown from the partnership that both our board chair, Carlton Highsmith, and our CEO, Eric Clemens, the partnership that they've already had with Quinnipiac University. Our board chair, Carlton Highsmith, is on Quinnipiac's board of trustees. And he's just always involved in a lot of their entrepreneurship happenings and different sectors of the university. So this idea was born 2 years ago in 2022. So, oh, so just to give an overview of what the program has to offer. So it's an 8-month program and it's designed to help small businesses develop by providing knowledge and skills in different sectors. So accounting, budgeting, human resources, sales, marketing, communications, web design, supply chain, business laws, and strategy. There are a lot of resources that we gratefully were able to bake into this 8-month program. And it's a mixture between in-person workshops and virtual workshops. Those in-person workshops are hosted right here at the lab. Just to tell a little more about what we have to offer. So on ConnCORP's side, our staff offers a range of knowledge and tools to aid and accelerate the minority-owned businesses. And just to back up a little bit, so as you learned in the previous session, the lab at ConnCORP is focused on Black and Brown businesses. So this program is open to minority-owned businesses. So that's women-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, Black and Brown-owned businesses. So we also have worked with very closely with Quinnipiac students and faculty who serve as teachers, coaches, and mentors to help entrepreneurs be successful by providing the range of services that I previously mentioned in the previous slide. And other things that I didn't mention is we work with Quinnipiac's film crew, their students who help each of the businesses develop commercials for their business. So it's many different resources and things that are offered through this partnership. Talk a little bit about the program schedule. So as I mentioned, it's an 8-month program, but program participants are not meeting every day. So we start off with the opening orientation, which is an opportunity to allow program participants, faculty, and students meet each other in person for the first time. And we provide an overview of what the program will offer and give a little bit more detail on how the courses will run. So with those courses, we have monthly workshops. They're held on Saturday mornings from 9 to 1. And they consist of, it's half and half. So it's brief lectures at the beginning, and then it's followed by exercises and Q&A sessions. So these exercises are done in either a group setting. So we either put the program participants in groups to work with the other entrepreneurs in their class, or sometimes it's just two peers, one-on-one. So the instructors, they use a sample business plan to guide the participants in developing a full business plan. So each of the workshops are designed to follow a specific section of the business plan. So for instance, the first workshop we'll talk about the mission statement. That's at the very top of the business plan. So really going into detail about the history of the business and how the business came to be and what the business has to offer, what their mission statement is, their personality, and who they are. And then other workshops, we have a specific workshop that's geared towards financing, going over business finances, coming up with a financial plan for your business. We also have a marketing section that talks about marketing, different ways to market and brand your business, those key marketing toolkits that are needed to develop a business. So essentially, at the end of the program, each program participant will have a fully completed business plan, just allowing them the time to take the extra time to really work on these individual sections of the business plan. And they have these resources and assistance from student mentors and of course the faculty, QU faculty that are teaching the classes. We also have virtual check-in. So after each monthly workshop, 2 weeks later, we have a virtual check-in. So it allows the program participants an opportunity to ask questions as they're working on completing that specific section of their business plan. During these virtual check-ins, the professor from the previous workshop will join us and open up a space to exchange more ideas on the topic and ask questions to help them work through the content. And as I mentioned, there is also asynchronous individual work. So following each of the workshop, the program participants are responsible for completing that section of the business plan. So they'll go home, take all the tools that they learn, and continue developing that portion of the business plan. But during this time, they also have those student mentors that will reach out to them to set up one-on-one meetings to kind of continue to help them work through those sections. At the end of the program, we have graduation and a pitch competition. So the idea for this pitch competition is two things: to put the businesses in front of organizations that may be able to offer them more resources for their business, more guidance and mentorship, and also funding opportunities as well. So that side of things to gain recognition for their business, but also on the other side, it's an opportunity for program participants to earn more seed money for their business. So we have 10 award categories that we outline, and there's a grading rubric that the judges use to select the winner for each of those categories, and each of those categories are worth a certain amount of money. So we've had in the past one business win 4 categories, and they were able to get seed money for their business to introduce new products or make some physical developments if they have a brick and mortar and so on. So it's really a great opportunity to get them comfortable with talking about their business and what they do, but also providing them those extra resources. And during the judging, participants have the opportunity to network and talk about their business and exchange ideas with other entrepreneurs that may be in the space, but also again those organizations and foundations that are able to provide more resources. So just to go over again some of the skills and resources that are offered throughout the program, business plan writing is a major one because that's the pretty much the outline of the program. Marketing, finance planning, entrepreneurial mentorship, business seed money, networking among peers, management planning, consulting from industry experts, and project management. So just to talk a little bit about data for the program, as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, this program has really grown since 2022. So at the beginning, we started out with 81 applicants and immediately filled those positions. In 2023, after we filled those seats, we had an applicant pool of 64. And now today, I want to say that we go on, I'm going to back up a little bit. We go on a rolling application basis. So individuals are able to apply at any given time. So that number of applicants is quickly growing, especially word of mouth. Graduation is open to the community. So we have other entrepreneurs that may not have been through the academy that see the progress of the academy and the success that some of their peers are achieving through the program, and they've been applying nonstop. So we are very grateful for that. Business plan and pitch development. So from our data, this is our first cohort data. We just graduated our second cohort in May, so we're still working on collecting that data. But from our first cohort, 95% of the program participants completed a comprehensive business plan and video pitch deck by the program's end. And some people may say, oh, if you start a business, and you should already have a business plan. But surprisingly, there are a lot of businesses that either don't have one, or they have one and they haven't touched it in a while. And a business plan is a living, breathing document. So it's very important that by the end of this program, these businesses have this business plan completed. So we're happy to see those numbers. Throughout the program, we're always checking on the progress of the business plan. So 95% for us is a huge success, and we hope that in the future that grows to 100%. Seed funding success. So as I mentioned, every program participant receives seed funding upon completion of the program. 55% of our program participants were able to utilize the business plans that they have to apply for grants and receive them. 25% of our program participants received grant funding. And this, again, is all first cohort data. Post-training growth. So we also track the growth of the business after the program is completed. So 45% of our program participants introduced new products and services. 40% experienced revenue growth due to improved pricing and marketing strategies. 10% expanded physical store locations, which is huge. It is not so easy to get a brick and mortar. So learning the ins and outs of that is really important, and just learning how to manage that as well. 5% increased hiring, so expanding their staff and learning how to become an employer. These are just videos that I can absolutely show later on. This is just a small clip. Kobe, I don't know if we have the time today to show this video, but this was just visits from Senator Blumenthal. He actually visited the brick and mortars of two of our first cohort graduates. The initial grant that we received to start the program came through Senator Blumenthal's office. So his office wanted to go in person to congratulate the entrepreneurs that graduated from the first cohort and also hear more about their stories. And he did just that, and just fell in love with the academy and just all that came with it, and just fell in love with these businesses as well. So yeah, Kobe, I don't know if we have the time to show the video. I think it might be 2 minutes. Okay, let me know if the sound is good on your end.
We continue your news at 6 with local entrepreneurs getting in-depth training on how to grow their businesses. It's all thanks to a unique program with Quinnipiac University and a New Haven nonprofit called ConnCORP.
NBC Connecticut's Kyle Jones spoke to some recent graduates, and she has more on how the program has helped them reach their dreams.
If you ask Bloom owner Alicia Crutchfield what life has been like since she graduated from the QU ConnCORP Entrepreneurship Program, she'll tell you.
Crazy, busy, and amazing in all ways.
18 minority, veteran, and women business owners like Crutchfield went through the 9-month program to help them boost their businesses. They learned from QU professors and community business leaders about marketing, finance, business planning, and applying for grants.
Professors from different areas of expertise that have given them the content and things that they need to really nail down on the foundation of their business.
The program is funded by a 2-year federal Small Business Administration grant. The Connecticut SBA director and Senator Richard Blumenthal met with the graduates today. Evelyn Massey shared how she went from online sales to the Court Street storefront.
It helped me with my business plan, which I didn't know anything about, and just basically learn how to run a brick and mortar.
She was able to open Entrepreneur Vintage last summer, shortly after finishing the program. The second set of 20 business owners are in the program now, but the grant ends in May.
The business in here that we're here today is a prime example of what we can do, what the SBA can do with community to help entrepreneurs start and grow their own business.
ConnCORP is fundraising with the hope of running a third cohort next year. Crutchfield says the free program is invaluable.
That in itself is more reason why many more, especially Black and brown business owners, should participate.
In New Haven, Kyle Jones, NBC Connecticut News.
We continue.
It took everything in me to not cry while watching that video, just seeing how much everything has progressed since we started it. And as I mentioned in the video, we were fundraising at the time. This was at the beginning of this year. And we were fundraising at the time. We've been successful in acquiring some funding to continue the third cohort, but we will continue the fight to continue to fundraise. Getting some multi-year fundraising opportunities is the goal so that we can continue to provide these resources. So that was just a little snippet of the impact that the program has made. Let me go to the next slide. And this is just kind of like how we continue to make the program successful. So pictured here is Tuvana Rua, who is on Quinnipiac side, the co-director of the program. And then we have Novella Atkinson, who is a first cohort graduate, and then our CEO, Eric Clemens. And they had the opportunity to be highlighted on News 8 before she started the program and talk to her a little bit about what her business goals are and what she hopes to achieve in the program. And needless to say, the program did just that by addressing the needs that she expressed. And we wanna make sure that we're continuing that. Last but not least, just very excited on how much recognition the program has gotten. So on April 16th of this year, we were recognized as one of the 4 awardees for honorable mentions of the Governor's Workforce Partnership Awards. This was selected from an applicant pool of 36 applicants. So that is pretty huge. And we were the only program that was geared towards entrepreneurship. All of the programs that were in this applicant pool were of employment agencies and workforce. So we were the only unique one that was geared towards entrepreneurship, and they loved what we're doing and decided that we needed the recognition for this award. So that was just really amazing to be highlighted in that way. So just ending off, just really nailing down and showing the recognition that investing in the program really does offer something unique to the entrepreneurs that we're serving. Just really invaluable benefits that they'll carry with them throughout the rest of their entrepreneurial journey. So we are always pushing the importance of learning more about this program and making it accessible to the developing businesses that are in our community. So we are really hopeful that we'll be able to continue the program throughout the years. That's all I have.
Well, Jakiva, I just want to say it's been amazing to see what the program has done. I actually forgot to mention that I'm actually a second cohort graduate, so I witnessed it firsthand. It was amazing. The work that you did, the work that you and Dr. Rua, combined with Carlton Highsmith, Eric Clemens, all the QU professors, Dr. Analu, everyone who was involved, everyone who took time out of their day, the students. It was great work. My cohort, a lot of people in that cohort, we have a lot of great relationships. We built a lot of strong friendships. They're extended family members of mine. And it's always good, like when I work with some of these people in my role at the chamber, that they're reaching out for advice. And sometimes they're helping me out as well. So the information that we're getting, it's like we're building a stronger ecosystem that way. So it's always great to partner with you, a lot of the people that went through the cohort, and just see us become successful, because that's what we talk about. We always talk about bridging the wealth gap and building community through small business development and economic development. And the work that you're doing through that program is creating that.
Thank you for that. It's so refreshing and just happy to hear you say that as a recent second cohort graduate and how it's really, you've benefited from the program. So thank you for that. And just happy for you too. Like very, very proud of you for persevering through the program. There are a lot of things
It was
that
hard.
you are working on throughout that 8 months, and it's not easy. But you definitely persevered and you were on top of things and made it all the way to graduation and still working in the mentorship period now too. So just really happy to see your growth in that as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Last thing before we get out of here, how can people, if they're interested in applying for the program, how do they do that? How do they apply?
Yes, yes. So on our website, lab, it's not the lab, but lab at ConnCORP, and that's AT, not the at sign, lab at ConnCORP.com. There is a tab that says Entrepreneurship Academy, and right from our website, there is a button there that says sign up, and they can apply right through the website.
Okay, perfect. Well, Jakiva, again, thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for being a great friend of mine. Thank you for being a strategic partner with ConnCORP and the Greater New Haven Chamber of Commerce. And I'm excited about what we have going on. And I can't wait to continue building this professional relationship and helping the next wave and cohort of entrepreneurs that come through this amazing program.
Likewise, thank you. This is only the beginning, and we have so much more to do. So I'm really excited about it.
All right. Thank you again, Jakiva. Again, thank you all for tuning in to the Greater New Haven Chamber of Commerce Small Business Webinar Series. We had Jakiva Morgan, who is the newly appointed director at the Lab at ConnCORP, talk about the ConnCORP and Quinnipiac Community Entrepreneurship Academy and Clinics program.
Oh, you
See?
got it.
It takes one time to look at it.
Now that you've learned it, and we're going to be changing it, but but good job.
Well, I just had to get it right once. You know, like in entrepreneurship, you just need to be right once.
That's it. That's it. Thank you.
But thank you, and I will see you all in the next one.